What's up, guys? My name is Robert Donaldson, and today we are taking an in-depth look at one of the edge rushers in this year's draft class, and that player is former Iowa defensive end Chauncey Golston. Personally, I love watching film on guys like Golston because although he's not exactly one of the headliners of this class, he's a guy that, based on projection and where people are slotting him in this class, actually, in my eyes, provides quite a bit of value to be had. Now, when you look at Golston, there's a few things that really pop, and the first of which is probably going to be his length, and even getting away from just the physical appearance angle of just looking at a guy and making the observation of him having long arms. In game situations, Golston uses his length very well, and he's incorporated arm over moves into his pass rush that have shown to be effective against Big Ten competition, and in the run game, he's also proven capable of getting his arms locked out in combination with good hand placement and adequate power to play contain and two gap and even execute in heads up situations where he has to make a play. Now, obviously this is an encouraging sign, but not only because it adds a facet to his overall game, but because it shows that he's appropriately taking advantage of a clear and obvious physical trait that he should be taking advantage of. And too often there are guys with long arms or who have that natural leverage and try to emulate a style that isn't who they are. And that's what leads to a lot of players having that mixed bag and no real thing to hold their hat on. That said, as a pass rusher, there's still a lot you want to see out of him that he just hasn't truly ironed out, and due to some limitations with athleticism, you wonder if he possibly can. As far as his quickness is concerned, Golston actually exhibits a lot of ability in that department on a pretty regular basis. It's a big staple in his game, and his repertoire actually includes a healthy dose of jump stops and lateral cuts to get by blockers in heads-up situations and when he's stunning inside. That said, there's a clear issue in terms of his flexibility that holds him back from really elevating his ability as a pass rusher to the next level. And, take this play for example. This is against Purdue from last season. It's a 6-point game late in the fourth quarter, and right here, Golston is able to whip by the right tackle here with a swim move and set up the chance for a significant sack in this game. But he isn't able to finish the play because if you pause it right here, he's just not able to sink his hips in and redirect for a better angle, which would have allowed for that quarterback not to extend the play and get out of the side of the pocket. And as we play on this clip, you're going to notice, he gets outside the pocket, he extends the play, and he nearly throws a touchdown. And this isn't just an isolated incident because it showed up a lot during his time at Iowa. And with Golston, he would always allow himself opportunities with the setup, but when it came time to finish the actual play, that part of his game was too often lacking, and it was far too prevalent to just write it off as, he's unlucky, or next time he's going to be able to make that play more often than not. When you look at guys in the NFL, from time to time, there's always those guys that light up the QB pressure statistic, but don't have the tangible production to show for it. And in college, Golston left a lot of potentially big plays on the table, whether it was in one-on-one situations or when trying to split double teams. And a lot of it can be traced back to his flexibility and ability to sink his hips into his movements. Now, the harsh reality with that sort of thing is that it's just not an easily fixable aspect of a player's game. It just doesn't often happen like that. So with a guy like Golston, you have to look at where his strengths are and, make the assessment of what kind of player he can become at the next level. And for Golston, when you consider his length, his quickness, his awareness or play recognition in the run game, and his adequate power, there is a blueprint for a guy like that to have a bit of success at the next level. However, there's almost assuredly a cap to his potential, and when you're talking about a guy who's being projected in that 5th to 7th round range, that's going to be one of those things that really hurts his stock. All that said, it is of my opinion that if you're able to get your hands on Golston, anytime past the middle of the 4th, you're probably getting good value. And when you consider his immediate playability and ability to excel as a lengthy run defender who works well moving side to side and has enough power to hold up against NFL offensive linemen, and even throwing the potential of him being able to develop into an average to above average pass rusher in time, he's definitely worth an early investment on day 3 of the draft, in my opinion. With all that said, I do want to thank you all for checking out today's video. You guys are awesome, and if you'd like to see more of these, definitely leave a like and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Everything always helps out. Even if you want to share it, that's awesome too. That said, I will see you all in a future video. Take it easy.